Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be reading romance books for a week. I was inspired to do this video because for a while, I kind of like fell off of romance books and I just wasn't liking them and I just wanted to read fantasy. And so I read like a big fantasy series and now I'm like back on my romance kick. And I'm excited to read a bunch of romances. So I went to the library to get some options, so I will put those clips in now. And I'm going to show you what I got and what our options are. So first off, I have a few on my Kindle that I borrowed. So I have Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino. I have Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I don't know how I haven't read that book. Don't ask me. But that's an option. And then for the physical books that I got, the first one I got, I'm probably not going to read in this video because it's the third in a series, but I still want to show it because I'm obsessed with the cover. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? This is the third book in the Dangerous Damsels series. It's called The Secret Service of Tea and Treason by India Holton. I think it's like an interconnected standalone kind of thing. So I'm including it in case I like figure out that I can and want to. Then I have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I've been seeing so many people talk about this because another one came out that's like the second one in the series, I guess. And then the next one, oh my god, I was so excited when I saw this at the library. It is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this. It's pretty new. I loved the other book I read by Lynn Painter, which was The Do-Over. And so I'm so excited about this one. And the last one that I have is Meant to Be by Emily Giffin. But I got this because I saw a TikTok and this girl was like, I love this book. It was one of her favorite books. And I really like the cover, like the little watercolor. So I thought I would give it a shot because I haven't heard much about it and sometimes it's refreshing to read a book you haven't heard a ton about. I think I'm going to do 3 for this video. So we have some options, but the first book that I'm going to be reading, I've actually already started. It is Sweet Thing by Renee Carlino, which is about this girl, Mia, who her father just died and she goes to New York City and is in his apartment and like takes over his coffee shop and is working there. And she met this guy on the airplane there named Will, and he's a musician too. She's a pianist. I don't know if I said that. And then he becomes her roommate. And I am absolutely loving it so far. Both the other 2 books I've read by this author, I have really enjoyed. I don't know, she just has a way of writing a romance, but like making it really real and like very deep. I don't know. I'm loving it. It gets major brownie points because they brought up my favorite album in this book. They talk about For Emma Forever Ago by Bon Iver, and I literally have that record. It's the front one in my little rack of records. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and so the fact that the characters in this book also love that album makes me so happy. And yeah, it got major points for that. But I also love because she like works at a coffee shop and then he plays guitar and she plays the piano, so it just is combining a lot of the things that I love. I will update once I am further through. So I wanted to update on Sweet Thing. More people need to read this book. I have heard no one talk about it and it is so good. Like, I'm like 70% through it right now and I'm probably just gonna sit here and finish it. Like, the characters, their banter is so good because like they live together but they don't want to like cross the line, but like they still kind of do. Well, because also Will, the main guy, is just like very affectionate, and so he literally like just like kisses her on the lips, just like, and it's supposed to be just like a friendly thing. I'm like, I don't do that with my friends. But that's just me. But like I love his character and I love Mia, and so both of them together, they're just like, they're perfect for each other and they just like need to like get their shit together. But anyway, there is a little bit of like one of the characters not being truthful about their feelings and kind of like creating problems for no reason. Like, it's fine, because it does tend to piss me off in books, but like I can look past it because I'm still really enjoying it, and like I can see why they're doing it. Kind of. Oh, at this point, just stop. But I'll let you guys know how I like it and like my rating and stuff once I finish.
Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside. Open road, you sitting close. Let's go somewhere far away.
This book is causing me severe pain right now. Like, so I finished Sweet Thing, and oh my god, more people need to read this book. It was so good. Oh my god. I feel like there were so many things in this book that like I love, and so I felt very connected to the book. Like if you love coffee and music and New York City, read this book. You will not be disappointed. Like the main guy, Will, I wish this man was real. I really do. I really do. Was I picturing him as Harry Styles? Maybe. Okay, like this, I'm gonna put this picture on the screen because they describe this one outfit that Will wears, and it's like literally this. And then there's also another one that like I could totally see him being Will, and he's just like, Will is he's like dramatic, and he's just so funny. I loved him. Speaking of Harry Styles, Harry's House came out a year ago today. I'm wearing my Harry's House sweatshirt, coincidentally, didn't even realize. Too much of my brain is occupied by Harry Styles, honestly. Anyway, the main girl, Mia, she did frustrate me sometimes, but she was also going through a lot. So like I cut her some slack. But overall, I love this book, and I think I would definitely reread it in the future because it was so good. Just the fact that like I love coffee, I love music. I went to New York City and I loved it. And like it mentioned a book actually that I really like. It mentioned The Prophet, and like when a book just mentions things that like you love, it's such a special feeling. And I think I would give it 4, maybe 4.5 stars. I don't think it's a full 5 star just because there were some like parts that bugged me where like communication was lacking, but I still really loved it, and I think that you need to read it because it was so good. And now I'm debating between reading When in Rome and Love Wager. I feel like I'm leaning toward the Love Wager because this one, the main girl is like a pop star, and we kind of had like some of that in Sweet Thing because like Will is a musician and starts to like gain some traction. So I feel like, even though I don't think that's like the main point of this book, I don't know, I think I'm leaning toward Love Wager, so I think I'm going to start this.
'Cause if all I have is you, then I'll be just fine. Yeah, I'll be just fine. Heading for the western shore while the sun is low.
I want to update on the Love Wager. I got quite a bit of reading done today. I'm on chapter 13, page 126, and I am loving it. So basically, we have Hallie and Jack, and they meet at Jack's sister's wedding, and like they end up having like a one-night stand after the wedding, and then they both end up on a dating app, and they see each other, but they kind of like just keep it friends because like it's mostly Hallie, like she doesn't want him to think she's like obsessed with him, like just because they had a one-night stand. They make like a little bet on like who can find love first, and then like they'll each like give the other something if they find love first. And then if they have a bad date, they go meet up at this place and like get tacos together. So we all know what's happening here. Like one of them's like already catching feelings. They're like sabotaging the other one a little bit. Like we all knew this was gonna happen. Their banter is really good. It's super fast paced and I am loving it so far. Like, they text each other all the time and like their messages are just so funny. I'm eating it up. Like, I'm sitting here like laughing. Like, come on, girl, get it together. This is a book. It's fake. What can you do? But so far, so good. If it keeps up this way, I will be very happy because I'm really liking it.
Days are full, and I'll spend them with you. So let's go somewhere far away. 'Cause if all
I have this much left, like 40 pages maybe, and we've hit the point where there's a conflict happening at the very end, and I'm just like, ugh. I knew this was gonna come up again and be a problem.
I have is you, and I'll be just fine.
Finished The Love Wager, and I'm here to give you my thoughts. Overall, I loved it. It was so fun, so good, so entertaining. I was literally chuckling out loud because the characters were just so like witty and funny. It just makes it so entertaining to read. And it was like the typical third act breakup type thing, but like I didn't really mind it that much because it was very brief. Like, it happened and it was dealt with, and then we didn't drag it out, you know, and like have to see the characters like suffering a ton. And it was just super cute. Well, there was a lot of smut in this book, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, toward the end there was a lot, so just be aware of that. But I literally, when I went on Goodreads, I realized that this is technically the second book in a series, and the first book is Mr. Wrong Number, which I almost read for this video, and I actually have it on my Kindle. So that was my mistake. It doesn't really matter because it's just about like other characters from this book. So I'll probably read that one since I loved this one. But I was just like, oops, I did not realize that was part of a series. And there was fake dating in this book because they had to go to a wedding with each other, and I just love fake dating. It's like something about it. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I rated this, I think 4 stars. Like, I don't know, I've been like, am I like not picky enough with my ratings? Am I just like giving ratings out? But I'm like, I'm rating it on a scale of my enjoyment. And I enjoyed it so much. Like, I read it super fast. I think in like 2 or 3 days. It was just addicting. Like, I just couldn't stop. And so it's getting 4 stars. Like, it was good. Is it life-changing? No. Did it thoroughly entertain me? Yes. So I would definitely recommend this if you are looking for a little rom-com book. Let's continue on with reading romance books. On When in Rome. I am that far. I have about 100 pages left, and I'm literally saying the same thing about all these books, but like they've all been so good. Like, I'm loving this one too. I don't know, these authors are just really doing it. Although this one, like, it's kind of stressing me out because like I can't see how their lives are going to be able to be intertwined. Like, she is a pop star that has to go on like tour, and he is in this small town and like has all his like sisters there, and it's very like he's not gonna leave because he's already done that once for a woman and it didn't go well. So it's like stressing me out because I'm like, how is this gonna work? Because neither of them is gonna want to give it up, and they shouldn't have to, but they have a connection that they can't deny. Ugh. Stressed. Also, this man, he bakes. Like, he literally owns a pie shop. He reads. There's something else good about him. Oh, and he likes flowers. Like, how freaking cute. These men don't exist, I'm telling you. It's hard out here. But at least I have these books to fuel my delusions. So that is my update. And just another thing, Sarah Adams, like I've read one of her other books, like she makes the best like funny like witty banter, and like their tension, it's so good. It's so good. I literally can't stop reading.
Windows down, scattered clouds, smell of spring outside. Open road, you sitting close. Let's go somewhere far away. 'Cause if all I
Finished When in Rome. I just finished it like 10 minutes ago. So let's talk about my thoughts. This was like the best video ever because I loved all the books I read. Like this was so good. The pacing of this book, it was perfect. Like literally perfect. Just like the way that their relationship progressed and you could like keep the tension. Oh my god, it was so good. Obviously you have like forced proximity because she's living in his house. And like I'm not usually a small town romance lover. I actually avoid it because like I just like find it to be cringy and annoying sometimes. Like I don't know, there's just been occasions where I've read it and I'm like, ooh, like I really don't like this. But in this book, I did not mind it at all, and I actually thought it was like super cute. I loved seeing Noah's like progression. Like in the beginning, he is so standoffish and like, get away from me, like you're just coming into this town, you're this spoiled little pop star, and then you're just gonna leave and forget about all of us. But then he starts to like open up, and it's so sweet. Loved how Noah was like a baker and had a pie shop, although this is misleading because I don't think this ever happened in the book. Like I did wish there was a scene where she was like making a pie with him. That would have been cute, but whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I give all the books 4 stars. It was good. I will say it does feel a tad unrealistic because like their lives are just so drastically different. While I was reading it, I was like, there's just no way that this is gonna work. Like his life is over here, her life is over here, and there's no way they can do this. But you know, it all works out, and it's a book, so I'm not going to be like, that would never happen in real life. Like, shut up, it's a book, just go with it. And it was cute. I enjoyed it so much, and I'm super excited to read the next book in this series, which is about Noah's sister Annie. Definitely gonna read that soon. So let's do a little recap of everything I read for this video. First, I read Sweet Thing, which one thing I noticed after then reading these two was that Sweet Thing was not dual point of view. You only got the girl's point of view, and I feel like I would have like loved it even more had I gotten Will's point of view. I don't know, I like getting the other person's point of view because then you're not relying on like speculation. You know what I mean? Both the characters feel more developed because you're getting both of them and not just what the one character is thinking about the other person and what they're like suspecting. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Thing was like musicians and coffee in New York City. A little bit of forced proximity with like being roommates. Gave that 4 stars. Loved it. Then I went to The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This one was dual point of view, which right? It was. Yes, it was. And I also loved it. We had like some fake dating and a bet. Super fun, super cute, but also had some smut. Sweet Thing also had smut. So if you don't like that, you might not like these, but like I feel like you could just skip over them if you so please. And then we had When in Rome, which this does not have spice. I think that Sarah Adams is kind of like known for being like closed door, so if you like that, you would definitely love this book because it's just very wholesome and cute and funny. This one had forced proximity. Can my car break down in front of some guy's house? Provided he's not a creep, because that would be very scary to be in her situation. And so yeah, I gave all of them 4 stars. I'm so glad I did this video because I feel like now I have like a much better taste in my mouth about romance books, because for a while, I don't know, they were just getting so stale for me, and I just like felt like they were all the same. I wasn't like intrigued to read them or excited to. But I picked all these out because the plots genuinely sounded interesting to me, and not just because like everyone is reading them, which like these two, definitely like everyone is reading them and they're very popular, but the plots also sounded interesting to me. Yeah, I'm just really happy that I did this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them down below, or which one of these you're most intrigued to read now that you've heard my thoughts on them. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you want to add me as a friend on Goodreads, the link is in the description. I would love to be friends with you and see what you are reading. You can also follow my Instagram, which is @bookswithlily, the same as my channel name. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I'll be just fine.